Hello and welcome to the Siebel 20 installation A to Z program. This presentation will give you an overview of what we are going to see in the demonstration videos that are coming up in this playlist. So we will discuss the machine setup, the installation of Oracle database, download and extraction of the Siebel base and Siebel update installers. We'll see videos how to generate a self-signed certificate and create a key store that we will need for the installation of the Siebel Enterprise server and AI. The installations will of course be based on the 17.0 base installer, and we will apply a recent update of 20.x. We will see the installation of a fresh Siebel database. We will see the configuration of an initial Siebel enterprise, deployment of the migration application, and final chapter is an installation of DISA. So let's briefly go through a few highlights of the videos you're going to see, and if you want, of course, you can follow along. You should be familiar right now with the Siebel architecture, so if you have watched the first presentation. And we will install and see in the videos the steps to install almost everything of this infrastructure, with the exception of the gateway cluster, which is not possible to install on a single machine, which is our environment. That single machine that I have used for recording the demonstrations is a virtual machine hosted on Amazon EC2. It's a Windows 2019 server. The machine has 16 gigabyte of RAM and 100 gigabyte of hard disk, which might be a similar setup that you would want for your own virtual machine, be it on your local machine or on any cloud vendor of your choice. I'm preparing the machine a bit in terms of making it faster, which is of course not okay for any production systems, but it's okay on the sandbox, on the disposable sandbox that we will produce here, for example, to uninstall the Windows Defender to speed up the performance. We will rename the machine so we can use the FQDN in the self-signed certificate, and we'll download and install some auxiliary software. Not all of it you might need in your situation, but you might find yourself in the need for a zip utility, so we will use 7-zip here. You will, if you want to run the script to run the self-signed certificate, you will need JDK and OpenSSL, so we demonstrate how to download and install that. If you want to start from the very scratch with an empty Siebel database and you have no Oracle database server at your disposal, we demonstrate the installation of Oracle Database 19c, which is of course not required for Siebel because you might have in your environment access to a Siebel database. We will, however, need, and that's required, the 32-bit Oracle client, and that we'll see as well. Along with that, you might want to download the MS Visual C++ redistributable for 32-bit for the last few years. It depends on the machine setup, but Oracle client 32-bit might throw some errors if those C++ libraries are not distributed on the machine. So a video will be provided which shows a walkthrough of the Oracle database server installation, and another video will show the installation of the 32-bit client, and we will walk through considerations and steps how to create a self-signed certificate specifically for that single machine in order to run the Siebel HTTPS commands. Your mileage might vary on this, as you might have a different process to actually get certificates and sign certificates in your company. So we'll use a predefined script that is publicly available to generate the self-signed certificate and put them into a Java key store. You will also see how to download the 17.0 base installers from eDelivery and the 20.x update installers from Oracle support, and we'll use the Siebel network image creator to extract the installer archives. And then we can proceed to install the Siebel Enterprise server. So the video will demonstrate the 17.0 base installations of Gateway Siebel server and database configuration utilities on the sandbox. And here are a few highlights. So, for example, we'll discuss which ports to select for the SES Tomcat, how to define the JKS file, and we'll talk about that TLS port number, which is actually the gateway port number and not the Zookeeper port number. Following the 17.0 base installation, we'll always run the update installer. At the time of recording, we have been using the 20.3 installer, which especially introduced for public availability the post-install database update utility. And that utility in 20.3 has required fields for database connection. So we are doing a fresh installation, so we do not have a database, so it's perfectly okay to provide dummy values, which cause the utility to fail, but since we have no database at the moment, that's okay. We still have the binaries for 20.3 laid down by the installer. A note here on future versions. So at the time of recording this presentation, 20.3 is the latest version, but in future versions of Siebel CRM updates, there might be different steps to run the database configuration utility. The update installers for 20 on top of 17 install the Tomcat service. So we'll take care of that service. We'll see a video how to do that for the SES and AI Tomcat. And then we'll go for the installation of the Siebel database, which is a two-step process of preparing the database by creating table spaces, running grant user, etc., and then actually running the database configuration wizard to collect the parameters, and then run the Siebel upgrade wizard to import the schema, seed data, and repository for 20.3 in our case. And so we have a valid Siebel database, which is empty at the beginning. Also, the license keys are not activated in a fresh install. So we'll see the license key module utility and how to activate license keys. And just on top of the ENU language pack, we also install a second language pack. So we run the upgrade wizard for installing the language-specific seed data and the language-specific repository strings. Then install Siebel tools, beginning with 17.0. We will discuss the Oracle XE handling, the database that is laid down, and we will apply the 20.3 update to Siebel tools, and then use the Siebel tools command line to run full publish, which is required in our case because we have installed an additional language pack, so we need to repopulate the runtime repository with the language-specific strings. The final server-side installation is the application interface, again on the same machine, beginning with 17.0 and then applying the latest update and taking care of the AI Tomcat service. Then we can start using the Siebel Management Console. So we will see in the demonstration videos how to use that console, and the very first login to that console is actually also known as the Bootstrap process. So during installation, you specify that primordial user account, you log in, and the SMC goes into Bootstrap mode, a three-step process, which first asks you for identifying the host name and Tomcat port number where the gateway will be situated. The second step establishes a security profile for the SMC where we'll use database authentication, and if that's successful, you're forced to log out and log in with the database credentials for the Siebel administrator, and then you're in step 3 of the Bootstrap process where you actually create the gateway registry. So on the gateway machine, the gateway registry service or daemon will be instantiated, and zookeeper will be instantiated. So we have a enterprise configuration store. And then we can start to read from and write to that enterprise configuration store. And we will use the usual process of starting with an enterprise profile, deploying that, creating a Siebel server profile, etc. So here's the enterprise profile in the SMC, and once that's deployed, we'll see the successful deployment of the Siebel enterprise. We will create a server profile and deploy it and see the successful deployment of a Siebel server. So all the object managers are now up and running. We can then proceed to synchronize the batch components, which is necessary since it's a fresh installation. And finally, we can create an AI profile and deploy it. And once that's deployed, we'll see in the demonstration videos that we can now access the Siebel applications and also in theory make REST calls, because that's included in the AI as well. And the final profile we'll create and deploy is the migration application. So in order to give you a bit of a glimpse into what's required after the installation, your enterprise might need a migration application instance, and we will set up a connection for the development instance we have just created. The final video is a Windows client related installation of the desktop integration Siebel agent and the necessary setup so that the vanilla functionality supported by DISA, such as attachment, inline editing, works as expected. So that's quite a lot of steps. So we will now switch to the demonstration videos. So if you follow the playlist, you will see the videos in that order, and each video will be prepended with a short introduction as well. If you want to follow along, good luck. So at the end of the process, you should have a working sandbox. Thank you very much.